Hello students, a very good morning to you. How are you? I hope you are okay and doing your work properly. Dear students, as you know that we are continuing the revision of chapter 6, that is molecular basis of inheritance. And in our last class, we have already studied about transcription, then genetic code. And after studying about genetic code, we are going to study about translation. So what is the importance of genetic code before studying translation? I have already explained you. So today let's understand the process of translation. Again, before we start the process of translation, let's understand about the three different type of RNA which you already know. First, I will show you or I will explain you about the tRNA. tRNA means transfer RNA. This is also called as adapter RNA. Why this is called as adapter? Like in physics you are studying that when AC is converted into DC, that is the function of adapter. Exactly same, the tRNA converts amino acids into a peptide chain. Means many amino acids join to form a peptide chain, and that peptide chain is called as a protein. So you can see the diagram. This is the structure of a tRNA, and if we see this, it looks like a clover leaf. Its structure is like a clover leaf. Or we can say this is look like inverted L. It will look like the shape of an inverted L. You can see this is mRNA. As we know that the mRNA gives the structural site for protein synthesis, and its polarity is from 5' to 3'. This is the polarity of mRNA, that is from 5' to 3'. And on on mRNA the tRNA is present. And not only the tRNA acts as adapter, but also it has many more functions. Means it also helps in the catalyzing process, means it acts as catalyst. It also has specific function, means each tRNA has a specific function. It also acts as initiator tRNA, means during the process of initiation of translation, it acts as initiator tRNA, means it reads the coding sequence, then binds the amino acid. So you can see this is the anticodon site and this is the codon. This is the coding sequence and this is the anticodon site. This is the tRNA. Here, this one is the amino acid binding site. Here one by one amino acid will get bind. So this is amino acid binding site. This one is your tRNA and this is the anticodon site. Clear students? In your old NCERT book, you will see T loop, D loop, and the function of these loops are separate. Means they change their structure and move on mRNA while binding the amino acids. So as I have told you, this is tRNA. This is acts as adapter molecule, means converts amino acid into protein. Then it also acts as catalyst. When it acts as catalyst, we can say some catalyzing enzymes like your ribozyme enzyme is involved. Then it has specific function, means it acts as initiator codon. But remember, there is no tRNA for stop codon. Clear? So tRNA has three different type of function. I have explained you. No tRNA for stop codon. Clear? Now let's start the main topic of today, that is translation. So what is called translation? Translation is the process of conversion of RNA, means here mRNA, into protein. The protein synthesis mechanism takes place on mRNA. And on mRNA, two ribosomal sites are present. One is large ribosomal subunit and another is small ribosomal subunit. And this is the polarity of a mRNA, that is from 5' to 3'. And the region before 5' end and after 3' end is called as UTR. UTR means untranslated region. UTR means untranslated region where translation will not occur. Why in the whole segment of RNA, mRNA translation not occur? Because it requires more energy. That's why to control the amount of energy or for the efficient formation of peptide bond or peptide chain on mRNA, the sequence after M5' end means this part and after 3' end means this part. They are called as UTR. Clear? Still we are not studied the process of translation. I am just here explaining you. Protein synthesis mechanism takes place on mRNA. mRNA's polarity is from 5' to 3'. Before 5' and after 3', the region is called as UTR, means untranslated region. In those regions, translation will not occur. And as I have explained you, the function of tRNA is specific and different, means it has many functions. So again, the process of translation is completed through 3 steps: initiation, elongation and termination. How the process of initiation occurred, then how termination occurred, then how elongation occurred, we will understand it in detail. Clear, students? So I think you understand about tRNA. Now let's understand the different processes. First we will study about charging of tRNA. Charging of tRNA, or you can say amino acylation of tRNA. Clear, students? So what is called as amino acylation of tRNA? As we know that the process of protein synthesis needs high energy. So that energy will be we will get that energy when the 2 amino acids are achieved by the presence of ATP and linked to their tRNA. Clear? So this process we will get, or we can say the amino acids are activated in the presence of ATP to the cognate tRNA. It means when 2 tRNAs brought close together, then the energetical process of translation will begin, because it will provide or it will give enough energy for this process. That's why this is called as charging of tRNA, and it is more specific. Clear, students? So you can write when 2 tRNAs come together or brought together, then the process will start energetically. Clear? So when 2 tRNAs brought together, then there is a attraction takes place between them and they will start the process in an energetic way, because here already they get the ATP. Clear? And that amino acids get activated in the presence of ATP, that will give the energy, and that energy will be produced when 2 tRNAs brought together. Then the process takes place energetically. Clear, students? That process takes place energetically. Again, as you know that in translation we will study about the protein synthesis mechanism, and from 9th class you are studying about that the ribosome. Ribosome is provide the site for protein synthesis, or ribosome inside the cell acts for protein synthesis. So the most important role has the ribosome. Ribosome provides the site for protein synthesis. So in the diagram you can see this is mRNA, and this site, this particular site represents the ribosome. Why? Because the protein synthesis mechanism will be occurred in those areas where ribosome is present. That's why we can say ribosome provides the site for protein synthesis. As we know that the ribosome consists of different type of structural RNAs and 80 different type of protein. 80 different type of protein, as there are 20 amino acids, but they are arranged in different sequences to make protein. So here we can say there are 80 different type of proteins, and they are in its inactive form. They are in inactive form. Then when they will active, these 20 different type of amino acids are in inactive form, and they will active when the process of translation begins. So how this will begin? You know that, as we know that the ribosome exists in two forms. One is called as large ribosomal subunit and another is called as small ribosomal subunit. The structure is like this. This is large and this is small. So when the small ribosomal subunit encounters to the large ribosomal subunit, means when it strikes the large ribosomal subunit, then the process of translation begins. Clear, students? So here I have explained you what is charging of tRNA. Charging of tRNA means when amino acids are activated in the presence of ATP, then it will get energy or it will give energy. And this will occur more energetically when two tRNAs are brought together. Again I have told you, ribosome are different type of ribosome, you know, 23S, 80S, 70S, S means Rydberg unit. So the 20 type of amino acids form 80 different type of proteins, and these 80 different type of proteins are present in its inactive form. Then when they get activated, they will get activated when the process of translation will activated when the ribosomal subunit encounter to each other. And we know that, जैसे कि आप लोग जानते हैं राइबोसोम की दो सबयूनिट होती है. 11th क्लास में भी ये डायग्राम था. ये डायग्राम कुछ ऐसा ही था. इसको लार्ज राइबोसोमल सबयूनिट बोलते हैं और इसको स्मॉल राइबोसोमल सबयूनिट बोलते हैं. तो जब इस लार्ज राइबोसोमल सबयूनिट को स्मॉल राइबोसोमल सबयूनिट टकराता है, तब क्या होता है? प्रोसेस ऑफ ट्रांसलेशन शुरू हो जाता है. क्लियर है बेटा? सो एनकाउंटर ऑफ द स्मॉल राइबोसोमल सबयूनिट on mRNA, as we know on mRNA the large ribosomal subunit is present, and this will give the site for protein synthesis. So after striking of the small ribosomal subunit, the process will be start. Now let's see. As I have told you, the major role here, both the three type of RNAs, means mRNA which provides the structural site for translation, then tRNA which acts as adapter, then your rRNA means ribosomal RNA which provides site for protein synthesis. So now let's understand the process of initiation, then elongation and termination. So first step we will study about initiation. When the small subunit of ribosome binds to the mRNA, the process of translation starts. As I have told you, when the small ribosomal subunit binds to mRNA, then translation will start. In bacteria, ribosome also act as catalyst. During the initially, I have explained you that ribosome means here the tRNA also acts as catalyst. So here the ribosome means here the ribosome also acts as catalyst, means 23S rRNA is ribozyme. Here the enzyme involved is, remember, this is ribozyme for peptide bond formation. The ribosome binds to the mRNA at the start codon AUG, that is recognized by the initiator T codon or tRNA. Clear? So now let's understand. Suppose these are the base pairs, base sequences. In DNA, adenine, guanine, cytosine and thymine are present. Now the mRNA form is open. So the sequence may be C, U, C, U, U, G, G, G. It means the bases may come repeatedly. इसका मतलब ये है जो बेस है, जैसे कि आप एडेनाइन के साथ थायमिन को करते थे, पर क्योंकि ये mRNA के ऊपर ट्रांसलेशन हो रहा है तो यहाँ पे थायमिन का कोई रोल नहीं है, सब कुछ RNA के ऊपर हो रहा है और RNA में थायमिन नहीं होता है। तो इसलिए इसको जब खुल जाएगा, एक RNA सिंगल स्ट्रैंडेड है, क्योंकि जब डबल स्ट्रैंड होगा तो ट्रांसलेशन होगा ही नहीं, तो इसलिए हमने सिंगल स्ट्रैंडेड दिखा रखा है। इससे पहले का रीजन अनट्रांसलेटेड रीजन है, यहाँ पे ट्रांसलेशन नहीं होगा और इसके बाद भी नहीं होगा। 5 प्राइम से पहले और 3 प्राइम के बाद अनट्रांसलेटेड रीजन होता है। तो ये जो है बेस की सीक्वेंसेस है और ये रिपीटेड है क्योंकि ये ओपनड है। क्लियर? सो इसकी सीक्वेंसेस है C U C U U G G G U C C G C A G U U A A E, then U U C U A, like this. As you know that in the tRNA one side is represent the anticodon and on mRNA this is the coding site or codon site. First, the translation will begin from the AUG. AUG codes for methionine, and as I have told you, the function of each tRNA is specific. इसका मतलब है एक tRNA जो है सिर्फ एक ही अमीनो एसिड को बाइंड करेगा, जैसे ही वो एक अमीनो एसिड को बाइंड करेगा वो गायब हो जाएगा, इसका काम खत्म। फिर दूसरा tRNA आएगा, फिर वो एक दूसरा tRNA को बाइंड करेगा। तो इस तरह से बनेगा मोनोपेप्टाइड। जब एक अमीनो एसिड जुड़ा होगा, सपोज ये है, इसके साथ जब अकेला ये जुड़ा है तो ये हो गया मोनोपेप्टाइड। सपोज ये 1, जब 2 जुड़ जाएगा तब हो जाएगा ये डाइपेप्टाइड, जब 2 से ज्यादा जुड़ जाएगा तो हो जाएगा पॉलीपेप्टाइड। ऐसे ही ये जो स्टार्ट कोडन से लेके ये ऐसे धीरे धीरे मूव करेगा, इस डायरेक्शन में मूव करेगा। मूव करते करते हर एक tRNA आएगा, एक अमीनो एसिड बनाएगा, फिर उसके साथ ज्वाइन करता जाएगा, फिर आएगा और तीसरा आएगा, फिर यहाँ पे तीसरा आएगा, फिर यहाँ पे चौथा आएगा और ऐसे ही जोड़ते जाएंगे। तो जब ये प्रोसेस मतलब अमीनो एसिड बाइंडिंग का प्रोसेस खत्म हो जाएगा, अब एक स्टॉप फैक्टर आएगा। पहले होगा इनिशिएशन, बता दिया मैंने इनिशिएशन कैसे होगा। लार्ज राइबोसोमल सब यूनिट को जब स्मॉल राइबोसोमल सब यूनिट mRNA के ऊपर स्ट्राइक करेगा तो ट्रांसलेशन इनिशिएट होगा। जब ये ट्रांसलेशन इनिशिएट होगा mRNA के ऊपर तो जो tRNA वो स्पेसिफिक है, पहला tRNA आएगा इनिशिएट करने के लिए और ये शुरू होगा कहाँ से, किस कोडन से, AUG से। इस सीक्वेंस में जहाँ पे AUG होगा वहाँ से ही ट्रांसलेशन शुरू होगा। फिर एक एक करके अमीनो एसिड बाइंड होंगे। जब एक बाइंड होगा तो वो बनाएगा मोनोपेप्टाइड बॉन्ड, जब 2 होगा डाइपेप्टाइड बॉन्ड, जब 3 होगा पॉलीपेप्टाइड, 3 से ज़्यादा, 2 से ज़्यादा हो गया तो होगा पॉलीपेप्टाइड बॉन्ड। तो ऐसे ही एक एक tRNA। और एक बात, ईच tRNA इज स्पेसिफिक, मतलब एक tRNA सिर्फ एक अमीनो एसिड को ही रीड करेगा, इससे ज़्यादा नहीं। रीड करने के बाद उसको बाइंड करने के लिए भेज देगा, जैसे ही बाइंड होगा वो खुद गायब हो जाएगा। तो ऐसे ही जुड़ता जाएगा एनर्जेटिकली। जब पॉलीपेप्टाइड बॉन्ड बनना शुरू हो जाएगा, किसमें, एलोंगेशन प्रोसेस के दौरान, तब एक पर्टिकुलर रीजन तक पेप्टाइड बॉन्ड फॉर्मेशन होने के बाद एक स्टॉप फैक्टर आएगा और ये स्टॉप फैक्टर क्या करेगा, ट्रांसलेशन को रोक लेगा। और जब रोकेगा तब कौन सा कोडन आएगा, आपको पता है 3 स्टॉप कोडन है, उसमें से एक UU है। तो जब ये UUA सीक्वेंस आ गया, जैसे कि ये आप देख रहे हो, A का U, A का U, U का A, तो जैसे ये सीक्वेंस आ गया तो यहीं पे क्या हो जाएगा, स्टॉप। तो ये जो प्रोसेस है 3 स्टेप में हुआ। पहला इनिशिएशन, फिर दूसरा होगा आपका एलोंगेशन, फिर तीसरा होगा आपका टर्मिनेशन। आई थिंक क्लियर। दिस इज all about your translation and you can follow your NCERT book. Clear students? So the termination will stop when the polypeptide bond formation is completed on mRNA and this polypeptide bond released as protein. And here we studied about translation, we are studying about translation to get protein. So now we get protein. Clear students? So this is all about your translation.